Well, here in the inland Northwest, one family's darkest day turned into another family's greatest blessing. And just a few weeks ago, these two families came together for the very first time on a very special day here in Spokane. Photojournalist Jordan Caskey and I are very honored to get to share that story with you this morning.
Chris, he was just full of life. That's all he wanted to do is live life.
He definitely wasn't one to just sit around and let life pass by.
He passed that on to a lot of people.
We met a lot of people in his life that we didn't know and actually came to us and said, he changed my life for, one reason or another.
Chris Hammers lived life to the fullest.
He's just very, very adventurous.
That was his favorite. You can't live your life in a bubble. That was one of his mottos.
Always the adventurer, he received his motorcycle endorsement in May 2013.
He did all of the things that he thought would keep him safer, and he knew that I was not a fan from the get-go.
It was just 3 weeks later, at the corner of Maple and Mission, everything changed.
I can play back exactly what happened the day of his accident.
Chris lost control. He was thrown from his bike, crashing head-on into a car.
I described it as, it's like your bones are being crushed from the inside out. There's no fixing it.
Chris was in the hospital in a coma for 8 days.
We just prayed like crazy for a miracle, and that he would be able to recover.
But his brain injury was too severe. He died on June 13th.
We just had to accept the fact that it wasn't necessarily the miracle that we were asking for originally.
It's like our darkest hour is somebody's hope and prayers being answered.
I was given 18 months to live.
250 miles away,
Without transplant.
Cliff West needed a miracle.
Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, scarring of the lungs. It was terminal.
And then he got the call.
I have a single lung, my right lung transplant, and it was a gift from Chris Hammers.
So Cliff drove from Goldendale, Washington to Spokane with his family.
I just hope that, this can be a lot of healing for them.
To show Chris's family what he's doing with this gift of a new life.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi. God bless you, man. You okay?
Yep.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It was a meeting 2 years in the making.
How's it going?
Hi, bud.
Now they're on this journey together. Chris's spirit embodied in Cliff.
You guys ready for this?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
totally ready.
And together they took to the streets of Spokane
God, I just got goosebumps all over the back of my neck.
for Bloomsday. For some, this is a race.
Keep pushing!
For others, it's a tradition. But for these two families,
1, 2, 3, woo!
an important step.
Thank you for inspiring us.
I know it. It is inspiring to be able to do this together. My God.
Because with each step
Hey, I'm gonna run just a little bit and I'll turn around and come back, okay?
and each stride, they honored Chris Hammers' legacy.
Seeing how much energy Cliff has, if I could bottle just a teeny bit of that, it would be awesome. Chris was the same way. He would start something and go for it. And he said that a lot of that, he was like that a little bit, but just with the whole second chance at life that he's gotten has just sent him through the roof. And it's hard to explain how heartwarming, honestly, that is.
Chris Hammers' life was too short. There's no doubt he had more miles in him. But it's not the number of miles that define the life of Chris Hammers. It's the impact he made in the years he was given that we remember today.
I have one lung, and that's Chris's lung, and we do all of our challenges together.
Chris Hammers gave life to someone who will continue to rack up mile after mile every single day.
Knowing that our son is able to kind of live on through Cliff is emotional and wonderful and rewarding.
This morning, we want to thank the Hammers family and Cliff and his family for sharing their story with us. On any given day, there are more than 2,000 people here in the Northwest waiting for life-saving organ transplants. The Hammers family knows Chris's organ donations helped hundreds of people, and now that they've met Cliff, they're hoping to meet even more of these recipients. If you wanted to learn a little bit more about organ donation or wanted to connect with the Hammers family, we put the information to do that up on our website, khq.com. We're taking a quick break, but the Wake Up Show will be right back.
We get to see a lot of beautiful things happen, even though we face so much tragedy. And I think that's amazing.
For two local families, custom-made Converses were that beautiful thing.
It's a really, really sweet reminder of my girl, because I can remember her lighting up and putting on her cute little shoes and running around like a maniac. She really liked to be outside, so we went to the park a lot, you know, whenever we could. And she most often wore her shoes.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel a little stress-free, away from the badness of the disease, and kind of think, this is cool. It kind of makes me stand out.
They're my size. I wear them every once in a while just to represent my kiddo, and they hang on his closet door.
Tonight at 6 on KHQ Local News, find out how a painted pair of shoes help families keep walking even when the path ahead of them is far from easy.
Coming up, life-threatening illnesses can be devastating, even more so when it involves young children.
At Peaches Neat Feed, it's a nonprofit based in Farmington, New Mexico. They believe the value of kindness is nothing unless you share it with others.
KHQ's Allison Flicker tells us right here in the Inland Northwest, two local families got a piece of that kindness in the form of a pair of painted shoes.
They're very pink.
The orange and blue is to represent Broncos.
She picked Ariel for her favorite Disney character.
The wings of Hermes. I really like Greek mythology.
They hand-painted Marley's name on them.
Mountains are to symbolize the backpacking trips with my dad and my cousins.
What's on the sole of a shoe says a lot about what's in the soul of its owner.
There's just something special about getting these custom shoes that they know they're made just for them.
When Marley was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with AML leukemia.
Just the sweetest, funniest little girl that you could picture. Happy, fun, loved to be outside, loved to read books.
She and her mom, Becca, met 13-year-old Riley and his mom, Katie, at the hospital.
Riley has aplastic anemia. It's a bone marrow failure syndrome. Dyskeratosis is 1 in a million. Aplastic, 1 in a million. We have both. We do rare really, really well in our family.
Riley and Marley had what their moms called a special connection.
Our kids were both in the hospital at the same time.
Their bond was tied tighter when they each got a pair of custom Converse sneakers from Peaches Neat Feet.
My whole goal was, okay, let's talk about the future. What college do you want to go to? What do you want for your future? I really needed him to have something positive to focus on, and you know, the wings of Hermes could take him places.
Marley was in ICU and she was really sick at the time, and it was really, really a nice pick-me-up to get out of ICU and have these fancy new shoes to put on.
Madison Peaches Steiner is the founder of Peaches Neat Feet.
And we use art and hand-painted shoes to celebrate these kids beyond all of the things that they are going through.
She puts the same price tag on each pair of shoes.
Peaches asked us to pay it forward. That was the one payment that they asked for with the shoes, was pay it forward with kindness.
For Riley and Katie, that meant making blankets for kids they met along their journey. Riley personally designed a blanket for Marley.
Marley always called it her Riley blanket. He had found the fabric and specifically made that just for Marley.
After battling leukemia for over a year, Marley passed away. Her shoes are still on display in Becca's home, painting the perfect picture of her personality.
They're really special to me. It was a special part of our journey, and it's a really, really sweet reminder of my girl.
Riley is still fighting his battle, and even though he outgrew his shoes, they help him walk down this difficult path.
I plan on keeping them because even if they don't fit, they're still a reminder of like the first thing that happened to us that was good.
There's a little bit of him walking around, on his feet, representing what his heart is.
I love looking at those shoes, and even though Marley's gone now, I still have this constant reminder of great kindness, I guess, and great love, even though we have experienced a big loss.
We wanted to let you know that Becca recently gave birth to a baby boy. She said that Marley had always wanted a baby brother. We also wanted to let you know that today Riley went through another bone marrow biopsy, so we wanted to let him know we were thinking of him tonight. If you want to learn more about Peach's Neat Feet, you can go to our website, khq.com. For KHQ Local News, I'm Allison Flicker.